you think they should have a bridge QB?
So I think I have an interesting viewpoint because I'm not a Niners fan. So this isn't something that I know you guys like to think about and fawn over for who the Niners quarterback could be. But I honestly think they're going to keep Jimmy. I think mainly this year they're going to chalk it up to us just a bunch of injuries, and I think they're going to try to run it back. I'm interested to see what you guys have. I know Grant's very keen on drafting a quarterback in the first round or trading for a more seasoned, improved veteran, but I think they're going to keep Jimmy. He's still done some really good things. Like I think you can nitpick him and say, is Kyle the main driver of the offense and Jimmy's kind of just someone he's protecting? But I don't know. I think Jimmy's good. I think they're going to keep him and try to run it back. I think next year is kind of the do or die year where if he's not producing, then they might get rid of him. But I think they'll run it back.
So I'm all over the place with this one. Like sometimes I feel the same way Blake feels. Then I think to myself, well, he's injured again. Do they want to take another chance? Because what if he gets injured again next year? Then you never know with him. And they have this easy out.
And the available evidence would kind of lead you to think that he probably would. It's more likely that he would than he wouldn't based on.
Well, who knows, right? Who knows? I'm not going to speculate on him getting injured. I'm just saying, like, well, he's injured again, right? And then there's that. And then there's also the fact that, like, I think the fan base is starting to wear on him. And I do think with quarterbacks, there is a little bit of optics that goes into whether they keep their job or not. So there's that. The way I see it ultimately, though, is that I just feel that when it comes to this veteran bridge quarterback, a lot of times having a veteran bridge is totally overrated. Like, look at Justin Herbert. They had a veteran bridge in Tyrod Taylor for one game, and then they put him in. Sam Darnold, veteran bridge, and Josh McCown for 3 games. Josh Rosen, veteran bridge, and Sam Bradford for 4 games, and they put Josh Rosen in. Baker Mayfield, veteran bridge, and Tyrod Taylor for 3 games. Joe Flacco now lasted 6 games, so that was huge for a veteran bridge. Even Fitzpatrick. So I think it's overrated. Just put the rookie in, unless he's a guy like where you have a legit, it's not a veteran bridge, you have a legit starting quarterback like in Kansas City, where you have Alex Smith, who you know you can go to the playoffs with, and he's a legit starting quarterback, then I think it's fair. This veteran bridge thing, I'm not totally into it. Don't give me the average quarterback that's failed in 15 different places and keep him as a veteran bridge. Just put the young guy in. If the young guy fails, he fails. If the young guy doesn't do well, if the young guy does well, he does well. I don't think you're saving him from anything because unless you have an actual competent starting quarterback, all you're doing is having fans clamor for that young guy for 4 games before you inevitably just throw him in there.
Okay, well, let me disagree with you, Vish. Here would be the example, the counterexample of that. Jimmy Garoppolo. He came from Eastern Illinois, played in the shotgun his entire career, came to the NFL, was not ready to start week 1, to start as a rookie, and that's why he dropped to the end of the second round. When the Niners played the New England Patriots, a month and a half ago, I was on a conference call with Bill Belichick, and there were a lot of questions about Jimmy Garoppolo. And what Bill said was, obviously he was the right pick for us. We love him. What I remember about him then is that he wasn't ready to start right away. He needed to sit on the bench. We were the perfect situation for him in that sense. So I think it's a case-by-case basis. Kyle Trask should start week 1 or week 2. He's ready to go. Ready to go. Herbert was ready to go. Trey Lance, I don't think so. He could, and you could throw him in there and be like, hey, trial by fire, see how you do. And maybe that's the right thing for him. But I think there's been a lot of examples of quarterbacks who have benefited from having a little year off just so they don't fail right away. And they come in year 2 and then just kill it, and then it's smooth sailing. Like Trubisky, I don't know, maybe he could have benefited from having a year off because he failed.
He couldn't do worse than Josh McCown.
Sure.
Or no, Mike Glennon. Sorry, Mike
Glennon.
Glennon.
It was Mike Glennon for him. So he also sat for like 5 games. So here's what I will say. Here's what I will say. 1, Garoppolo was drafted at the end of the second round, right? He wasn't drafted to be the franchise guy because they had been taking quarterbacks every year. Like previously, their next could be the guy was Ryan Mallett, who they took in the 3rd round, right? So they've been doing that. And my number 2 thing is that if you have a competent starter, then I'm all for having a bridge guy, right? Like, so in their case, it was a superstar in Tom Brady, but if you have Alex Smith, right, who you can go to the playoffs with, then I'm all for making the guy sit. But I'm not here for putting Brian Hoyer in for 5 games.
Oh no. Me neither. No one's in for that.
I'm not here for that.
No one's in for that's stupid. But the idea is to at least have, and I think the Chargers were right to bring in Tyrod Taylor. Don't just force your quarterback to start week 1. If he's ready, then definitely start him. But if he's not, you should have a plan B. You know what I mean? I don't think you just start a guy week 1 because you drafted him. If he's ready, great. If he's not, wait till week 2 or week 3. That's all I would say. And with Trask, I think he might be ready right away. Lance, I don't think he will be. So if you really want to get the most out of that project, maybe you don't have him fail right away. Because he could bust. I think Lance could bust.
Do you think I was going to say, do you guys think it also depends on the team around that person?
Yes.
Do you want to throw someone into that Jaguars offense or that Jets offense? I would say no. It'll be like that David Carr team when he was on the Texans. He got sacked, over 60, 70 times? Yeah,
you can make the same argument with Joe Burrow right now.
Yeah,
he was carrying that team.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think they did enough to surround him, but he was able to overcome it somehow.
Now he's broken though. It's
exactly.
too bad. He didn't need to be playing this year. They're not going anywhere. He was developing. Now he got hurt. It's an interesting thing. Maybe they didn't do the right.
So to me, with Burrow, they actually just screwed up in their play calling. They paid Joe Mixon so much money. They had an awful offensive line. There was no reason that he should have led the NFL in pass attempts. That was the problem. Playing him wasn't a problem.
Yeah, but how you used him. Help him out.
That's exactly the problem. Yeah. And he's another guy that frustrates me to no end. He's just kind of under the radar with Mike Brown. And, he's going to get his job until his contract expires because Mike Brown doesn't believe in firing coaches. So there's a whole different thing with that.
It's not that he doesn't believe in firing coaches. It's that he's CHEAP. That's what it is. Same thing with the Chargers. Anthony Lynn's not getting fired this year, even if he goes 3-13. Why? Because he's under contract next year. So they might let him walk after 2021, but Anthony Lynn's sticking around. There are some cheap owners. I guess you can't put the Niners in that because they've paid some guys to go away.